Now look, the title and thumbnail may sound a little bit clickbaity, but when I break down this project, I think you'll see just why I have this opinion on why Fusion, which is the project we're going to be talking about today, actually has the ability to be a pre-mint killer and just take over the space when it comes to community management, community building, especially with big Web2 brands coming into the space. Now to kick this off, what Fusion is it's essentially a suite of tools and community building products that will actually kind of be used as a SaaS product. And I will kind of say real quick that if you're looking for something that is going to be a quick flip, I don't think this is necessarily going to be a quick flip. I think there will be immense value when the team actually build out and roll out the features and extended things. And I'll touch on this later. There's chapters down below. But the idea is if you're looking for a whitelist quick flip, I don't think this is it. This is for someone that can kind of see a little bit further down the line. And I think that's where the actual play is. So if you're looking for the quick flip, maybe dip from this video now. But if you're interested in the tech and how these guys are moving, definitely stick around. They are building multiple different products and platforms for communities and brands and projects to actually kind of sort of orchestrate their communities, build it up, and just make it easier for these big Web2 brands coming in, because the team have seen an issue when it comes to Web3. We've seen these issues with big Web2 brands coming in and not knowing how Discord community management goes, not understanding how giveaways on Twitter, how to kind of tease engagement and actually work with the community and build it up. They really don't understand Web3 marketing and the way that Web3 people consume. So the idea is that these guys are actually building a suite of products to easily get these Web2 brands transitioning into Web3. Now, they have done some VC sort of fundraising, and they have actually raised a bunch of money. So that's how they've actually been able to execute the start. And they actually do have some products that are live right now that they are testing with communities. They have partnered with Gojira. They have partnered with Probably Nothing. They have partnered with TBD Alpha. They have partnered with Marchants, and they've got 3 other projects that are coming on, but I can't tell you what they are. So essentially they are building a suite of products, and they are dropping a pass, and this pass will give you lifetime access to these products. So you've got Portal Gun, Shuttle Bay, Hidden Gem Finance, Decent Trash, and then all future technology developments. And I've spoken to them, and they've got some really cool things coming up. The in real life events, priority on a launch pad, exclusive members. Look, I can keep going on and on. Pause the video, read this if you want. There's going to be a PFP and all that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do now is kind of break down their different products so you can kind of get an understanding for what they're building, and then I will also kind of jump in and kind of show you what is actually live right now. Now, first up is Shuttle Bay. Now, the best way to describe this is it takes all of the sort of guesswork when it comes to following all the different founders of a particular project, but also gamifies sort of engaging on Twitter, so you can actually then be rewarded. So the idea here is, let's go with Fusion, which is their project. And what you can actually do is you can add your wallet here. You can then see all of the tweets from Fusion. You can also see all the tweets from the founders all in one place. So it makes it very easy, almost like a little bit of a, almost like TweetDeck in a sense, but when it comes down to the project specific sort of founders. And then what it also does is it lets you actually engage. So right here, you can see 2x points. What you can do, you can hit the like, and then what it will do is it will actually kind of like it because you connected your Twitter account, and you will then get some points. What you can then do is head over to the leaderboard, and it can show you who has actually engaged and interacted, and will give you the likes, replies, retweets, all of that. So now you can kind of start to see where this gets a little bit of fun. When you usually are doing giveaways where it's like, comment, retweet, and you are going hard out, you're supporting that project, but you don't get whitelist spots, you don't get rewarded. The idea with something like Shuttle Bay is a project can come along here, engage and incorporate this, and you're actually going to be rewarding those people that are engaging and supporting the project from day one, those people that are supporting the project day in, day out, and actually doing it. And it's not just going to influencers and people that kind of have a bigger following account, it's going to the people that are putting in the work. So I think that's very, very cool. Now you can also see this being extended out later on when you do get established communities. Everyone dies off, everyone fades off. No one, like everyone will hold onto the project or sell it or flip it and just die off. But then you've got those hardcore community fans that are still kind of shilling it on Twitter, still kind of going hard. Those people can then be rewarded later on down the line because all of this kind of stuff is aggregated in one spot. So I think this is very cool, and it's a game changer when it comes to gamifying and getting the sort of early access whitelist spots, allow list spots into the hands of those core supporters, but then also knowing who these core supporters are. Now, if you extend this out, this just isn't for NFTs. This is for any community building. You can see a brand like Nike or a brand like Adidas or any big, huge brand seeing who engages, who the top fans are by using a sort of piece of software like Shuttle Bay. So this is where it gets very exciting, because you have the ability for a project to see who is actually engaging and then reward them accordingly. Now, the next product they're dropping is Portal Gun. Now, the best way to describe this is in their Discord. Portal Gun is engineered and purposely designed as a 100% on-chain social platform. This means all data, interactions, and effectively transactions will live on the blockchain. Portal Gun will not only support Ethereum, but will also deliver cross-chain functionality, so your favorite projects from other chains will be integrated into your personalized experience. It's a way to get all of the information from a particular project in one space, not just the Twitter account, but everything that you can imagine when it comes to a project. An example would be if you're in the Proof Collective, you can see here that they've got their chat rooms, you've got an NFT collection, so you can see the different collections here, and you can see the tabs up the top, all of these different interesting things like the team members, the calendars, roadmaps, the idea that a project can build this, which means that you can then kind of easily navigate the projects, know where things are, how they're linked, how they're all joined together. So you can see this with a big ecosystem that may have 5, 10, 15 drops in the future, and this is coming back to onboarding Web 2 into Web 3. You can see a project or a big brand or business that may have multiple different variations and offers and products being able to curate it in one spot, one space. So you can know who the team members are, you can know what the roadmap is, you can know what important updates and details on the calendars are. And I think this is very good and very crucial, especially when you get these big Web 2 brands coming through, because it makes it very easy for them to train someone up to then be in one place. Now, when you combine this with the social platform, because it's on chain, you can then have all of that data on chain to remove the scammers, remove fake accounts, so projects can then get a true idea of the engagement that you can get. The real community members can be rewarded, and then it can also keep it a safer space without having as many bad actors within the space. And then the flow-on effect is that a project can look at another project and then almost do an audit of the holders to then ensure that it is a project that they want to move ahead with. And this is how you can also remove those bad projects in that sense. And this data is very powerful and worth a lot of money, especially if you've got a big Web 2 brand that wants to come into Web 3 and partner with the appropriate projects. Now look, a pass wouldn't be complete without some kind of tool and functionality, and Hidden Gem Finance, which is another product that they're building, is a tool and dashboard to kind of see all the metrics with what's actually happening within the NFT space when you start to think of something like Nance and something like IC Tools, things like that. Now look, the other product that they're building is decent trash, but I can't actually tell you what it is right now. I'm going to keep it under wraps for now. They are doing a PFP, they are doing a launchpad, and they are building out more tech within the space to kind of build it in and build out more products. Now the founders of Fusion are Damien and George. Now George has a VC private equity background in software, so he's worked with Google Ventures, Goldman Sachs, and he's a Y Combinator alumni, and he scaled tech internationally for the last 5 years, so he's definitely got the chops. And Damien is a successful entrepreneur, having set up multiple successful businesses over the last 15 years, and is a specialist in construction and development. Now, what they have done, like I've touched on before, is they have actually done some VC funding and have raised some funds, and they're using those funds to actually build out the tech right now. So the funding that they get from the mint itself of the pass isn't actually going to just building the tools. It's going to actually kind of extend that roadmap and extend that runway to go even harder and even faster. And they have actually spoken to me and said that they're not against going and getting more VC funding if they need to expand and go even harder within the space. Now, I like this approach because they have actually raised some funds, started to execute, actually have a minimum viable product, actually testing it with some communities, and this lets them actually kind of roll this out. So when the pass drops, they are able to let everyone use it. Now, what they are doing is every part of their ecosystem will be a SaaS product, and it'll be very much a B2B product. So us as the consumers, we don't actually need to have the pass to use it. If we want to use it, we can, but the idea is a lot of this stuff we're going to be using free of charge, because it will be those communities, it will be those brands and those businesses using these services and these products to actually use us to make their lives simpler and onboard us. So where the play is with this pass is if you can see the value that future businesses will actually need and use within this when it comes down to a SaaS product, you can then work out and see if this will actually play to your advantage. And just throwing out some random numbers, if they've got 5 different products charging $100 a month, that is $500 a month that you are essentially kind of holding worth of value within that pass. And because this is a lifetime pass, it means that you should be able to then sell it for multiples of that 500. And as they add more products and build out their ecosystem, there is that chance for you to actually kind of sell it on. So with the pass, I think it will actually help for those speculators that can see something like a pre-mint that has sort of gained so much traction within the space for the collection of whitelist for the actual raffles. If you can see the expansion of the space and where it can actually go, and onboarding these big Web 2 brands into Web 3, and how they are actually going to curate their communities, how they are going to gamify the communities and reward their holders, then this may be a good play for you. Like I said at the start, I don't think this is a fast flip. I don't think this is something you can sort of mint and flip straight away. I think this is something that will take 3, 4, 5, 6 months to kind of build up. They can then either raise some more money, they can either get on a huge brand, they can either get some things together, and eventually over time it will start to build up more and more, and then the value will be realized within that pass. So I don't think this is one of those hype speculation type plays here. I think this is well worth kind of investigating and looking at if you plan on being in the space for 6, 12 months. Now, I think this project is well worth jumping in and having a look at, looking at the team. I've spoken to the team sort of 3 or 4 times. They are from Australia, they're from Melbourne. They're very well connected. They know exactly what they're doing and how they actually want to dominate the space. And I, for one, am very excited because when I spoke to them, they're very switched on and they know exactly what they're doing. So that is a breakdown of Fusion and why I think it could be the pre-mint killer. So hopefully you found value in this video. If you did, please consider hitting up that subscribe button. And while you're down there, also hit up the like button. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.